good. Alright. It's your boy DJ Complex, All That Mix Show. And I'm standing next to the man, the myth, the legend, aka your baby daddy.
ShowDown, baby daddy,
Alright.
aka Lieutenant Get It, aka Professor Quimby, aka Spracely Sprockets, with my partner Vanac.
What's up, Vapors?
Writer, producer, stunt man, stunt doubles, artist, director.
Alright, so explain why he's standing here next to us.
Vanac, Akemi, and Rugby helped me put this thing together.
And what is this thing? What are we actually here for today?
We're here for the 85 Central web series that I created, and I went to these guys first and said, listen, I want to do a television show. It's going to be serious. It's going to be comedy. I need cops, drug dealers, and they helped me form a storyline and help me. I had characters, but I didn't have no direction. They helped me put it all together. So we decided to do our own web series, and that's why we're here.
All right.
And it's crazy.
Now, you've been known for doing music, producing. You've done producing, right?
I've done a lot of producing.
Drop a couple of names for us, please.
MC Bubble Fish Eyes. I did a record in the A for Big Boy, T.I. Ludacris, 50 Cent, Uncle Murder, Chi Wayne. Oh man, the list goes on. I did a couple of records for the Dudgeon family, Ace Hood. The list goes on. I've done a lot of joints. DJ Unk. I've done some big artists and some not so big.
Not so big. All right. So no, you ain't got no Ice JJ Fish collab.
I was trying to get with JJ. I got a record with Lil Terrio that never came out.
Oh, okay.
Never came out. Boy, sound like Nas.
What?
No, he doesn't. No.
All right. So from production to now producing a web series, how did they kind of coexist? How did you get into doing the web series? How did this all start?
Well, it started off with I've been in music for like years. Me and Vanac, we was putting stuff together 10, 11 years ago. So I've been in radio since about 12 years. And I got kind of burnt out with doing production. We both have. So, for a while, it's just like, we're going to come back together, we're going to do some things. And I was on the air. I was on there every Friday night. I'm in there doing what I do every Friday night. And I'm just like, I want to do some stand-up. B-Dot encouraged me to do stand-up when he first started. But I just didn't want to do. I didn't want to do stand up because I wasn't in a place where I keep the jokes coming.
Okay.
Like that. So
I don't know about that. You're the funniest person I know, shit.
I don't know if I could have. I was in a dark place. I don't know if my darkness probably would have been hilarious, but it didn't feel funny.
Yeah, that's where the comedy come from, though.
It didn't feel funny at the time. So me and AJ, one of our co-stars, I was like, I'm gonna do a comedy show. I'm gonna do a show. He was like, I want to do a show. Let's do it together. So we thought about it. That was a year ago. And so like one day on Friday, he was like, man, come on, let's do this show. I said, okay, I'm going to do a police show. I automatically knew what I was going to do. And he said, okay, what type of show it is? And I thought about Law and Order. I thought about The Wire. And I said, okay, I want an all-black cast comedy show. But I want all my detectives to not look like detectives. That way, if the acting is real bad, it's real good, if that makes sense. So I started choosing folks, and then once it's kind of like you got a great idea, and then you got it all together. And then the biggest part came to my mind. That was storyline and what kind of show it's going to be. I had no idea. So I said, well, shit, I just go call guys that are good at stuff like that. So I called Vanac, and at first Vanac was going to help me write.
Okay.
And then at that time, I only had like most of my cops, a couple of drug dealers. Once we started talking to Akemi and Rugby, ideas started coming. Okay. And really the whole show really formed in about a week, 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because I had all these ideas around me. So it's kind of like, you crazy, but they're just ideas. You have no idea what to do with them. I got with Vanac and said, that's stupid. You wanted to be stupid? Okay, good. Then this is how you do stupid if you want to do it. And that's how I did it all. I wanted a comedy show. I didn't want to do it by myself. I didn't want to Key and Peele.
Okay.
Because you gotta keep that stuff funny. Once you start, you gotta roll. So I wanted some balance. I knew very little about writing this type of story I wanted. So once I realized I wanted this, that, I went and got folks that I thought could help me write each part of it. And that's how we started. And then I just started picking characters.
Now, how easy was it to get others involved besides like your immediate circle?
As you tell me.
Of course, everyone I pitched it to wasn't reluctant to be a part of it at first.
Okay.
A lot of folks said, I'm not gonna have that much time. I went to a couple of camera guys as well, but everyone I've gone to from Streets, Corey, these guys know me for years.
Okay.
Like, I handpick guys I've known. There's really, like, only extras I've just met as we work. But I got my immediate crew first, about 20 guys, 20, 30 guys.
Wow.
And we had, our first meeting was like 30 people.
Okay.
And I had a cameraman, one cameraman at that time, shout out to Bumpy. And I just got my friends. I've known Tisha Ray and them for about 2 years. I've known Street for about 5, 6 years, Renac about 12. Rugby the same, about 10 years. I've known these guys for a while.
Okay.
So then I said, okay, I'm going to get natural comedy that I thought was going to be comedy by itself. I went and got Earn for his physical ability. I went and got him, and he doesn't look like, and I was being lazy. We were being lazy. Well, I was before I came to them. Because I was like, I don't want to make up no characters.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make the characters built off the personalities that I know that they are.
Okay.
And, yeah, like I said, when we first started, like, before we even had a cameraman, we had 27 people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we had a cameraman, before we started writing. And there was a lot of folks who was like, nah, I don't have time, until they started seeing us having meetings. You know, you start seeing pictures of 27 people, you're starting to wonder, what are these guys doing? What's ShowDown doing? So I would think 90% of the folks that I came to first act like we never talked about it.
Wow.
You ain't asked me, but it was cool. It ain't every day somebody comes up and says, hey man, I want to fly some planes, you gonna help me? No, nigga, I have to go to work. So I understood it. But our team is tight. We're a tight team.
Okay. Now, how far are you to completion?
We
At least this season.
about half season. About halfway there.
Okay. Okay.
Our pilot is done,
Okay.
and then we're doing a trail. We did a lot of trailers.
Okay.
But see, you gotta understand that I decided to shoot and write
Okay.
because we wanted to keep the morale with everyone was with. Now it's hard to pitch an idea for 6 months before anybody gets an opportunity to see what it'll do for them. So we put the story together as a group
As we're going.
Wow.
as we're going and shoot, which you're not supposed to. But I knew that once we got the wheels turning, and then we got Vanetta Green, and we started getting these characters started developing themselves. Everyone started getting hype, and it started coming together so easily.
Okay.
So I decided, let's shoot and write. Let's shoot and write.
Y'all find it easier to produce that way? Or to
Right
write
now,
that
yeah,
way?
we do.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah,
So
right now.
we've made sure that we basically kept the writing ahead of the filming.
Okay.
Oh,
At
of course,
least
yeah.
like 4 or 5 episodes ahead. So while we're still shooting a specific episode, we still writing like episode 9, 10 down. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's helping out. It's helping us out
All right.
tremendously.
Now, with your shows on radio, does that help you, or did they help you coming into producing something like this, or coming up with an idea?
Well, I mean, I would say producing records, being in music. I've always been a fan of movies, a fan of theater. I was, I used to work at a movie theater for 5 years. I started out as an usher, then I worked concessions, then I became a film projectionist, then I became assistant
So you
manager.
learned the business inside out.
Yeah, theater, it ain't the same as filming.
Okay.
But running them film projections, running those big reels, I really became a fan of movies at that time, but not enough to shoot my own show.
Okay.
I just always been a fan. I always understood it. Well, I started watching a lot of movie critics on YouTube for the last 2.5 years. That's when I started understanding what is considered a bad movie
Okay.
and bad acting. That helped me out tremendously.
Okay.
I
Okay.
learned what sucks before I learned what might be good.
Oh, okay.
And then John Singleton said when he started, he was like, man, fuck it. I just went and shot.
Word.
I got a camera and I shot. And I learned as I went along.
Okay.
So that inspired me a lot to get with him. He was like, man, you can do it.
Okay.
Let's write it.
Prior to this, did you guys see anything like I know Money and Violence is a prominent web series. There are a lot more that on YouTube, but
Mhm.
did that have any kind of influence? Did that moving that way? Did you guys see that the way with things like Hulu and those
No.
subscription-based things? Did that kind of influence you guys to
No.
kind of move in this direction? Or
No, I knew that I wanted a comedy. That's what did it for me. I knew I wanted to do comedy. I just knew I didn't want to do it by myself, and I knew I wanted to be bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I really, like, I knew about Money and Violence while I was putting it together.
Okay.
And I didn't really start watching it until we started writing to make sure we wasn't trying to follow anyone else, but no, I didn't. I went to people for the type of stories I needed to give balance. I went to folks for off the wall police antics, and that's what influenced me, to be honest with you. Because every time I brought it to an idea, it was like I brought it to somebody's attention. I was like, yo, that's a good idea. Let's work on it. So these guys inspired me to write that whole story.
And for what I saw today, like it's incredible. I'm like ready to see it from the trailers that you've been releasing online. They've been really, really, really funny to me. I think Ern was in one. They see him just like running across the screen.
Ern is the runner.
That is hilarious.
I used to do P90X with Ern.
Okay.
I knew he was physically challenged way before we started writing the story. See, I knew how Ern ran.
Okay.
I knew it. When I started thinking about the show, I'm thinking about Magnum P.I. I'm thinking about Miami Vice. I'm going old school, in the heat of the night. So when I used to watch those shows, those guys had the worst runs.
That's true.
You ever seen Steven Seagal run? He got the worst run ever. So I used to be up, but when he get to where he going to, he whip ass. So I said, I need somebody that runs just naturally bad.
Okay.
But good. And I picked Ern. And when I picked him, everybody was like, are you going to pick Ern as a cop? I said, hell yeah. I want Ern to be on task force violence. But I just picked each character for the role itself, as opposed to writing roles, finding people to play.
Now, going in this direction, do you see yourself going anywhere else after 85 Central?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Me and Vinay talked about doing spinoffs. We've talked about doing some other things, but right
stay
now,
in that comedy lane, or you gonna try to do something more serious, or what?
Whatever we want, it just depends. 85 Central, we're learning as we're going along, and it's moving so fast. We're just trying to keep up and try to pre-plan everything we have going on. But we have talked about doing some spinoffs for that show.
Okay.
I just want to stick with our crew, like Streets and Devour, Lieutenant Wacko. Whatever we do, I want to keep pumping into them, like Martin Scorsese did with De Niro. Like, they constantly kept working.
Okay.
And that's what I want to do. I want to keep working. Plus, if me and you start out with nothing and we get up there, the first guy you're going to look for your partner's guy you came up with.
Right.
So that's what I want to do. I'm going to stick to the guys to help me get there.
Okay. And from watching behind the scenes today, I think you guys have like a lot of natural supporters. Because I mean, it was at one point it started raining. Nobody was like worried. Everybody stuck to the script.
Everybody
was
I know.
right there.
And most of those guys out there I know.
In the heat. I mean,
shout out to Chris McCain, played for the Miami Dolphins, came out. He was like all day.
Yeah.
Shooting. My boy P. Ward is his studio.
Okay.
I came to him. He's gonna help me with the soundtrack. Was with the soundtrack. Helped us play the part. Helped us with the area.
And what I liked also is you had the community involved. You didn't like go elsewhere or anything like that. You got like your circle, and then you reach from the immediate community.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah, keeping everyone in your circle involved. There's so many people out here that can really work and do these parts. I'd rather just stick to the guy. I know a lot of people.
Right.
We know a lot of people. And some of the best stuff we had is me just talking to Vinay, or me talking to shout out the Streets and Corey. Those guys call me on a Tuesday. Yo, come look at this spot. This is just us working together, getting this stuff together. I can never take
teamwork
on together. And some of the dopest stuff have come from out of nowhere. Tisha Ray called one day and said, my cousin Oshu. And Ed, he just graduated. I mean, and this stuff is falling in place as we're in progression in 2-3 weeks.
Wow.
We're building it. After we done our first shoot, we had 3 cameramen, 1 editor. Sponsorship came too as well. People want to help and get involved.
That was Neon, right?
Neon energy drink, Via Solace, healthy living. You could tell by my physique how much I work out all the time during the off years. On the off summertime. Where you going? No support at all. Y'all come on and do the ShowDown bacon bits and grits workout. I'm serious. I also got my Black and Mild energy drink coming out this fall. My wife beat a long neck and little T. And I'm doing that with B-Dot and 2 Chainz, the original 2 Chainz. And I got a lot of stuff coming up.
All right. Well, let us know where we can catch you at. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever.
Yeah, you can catch me at Bojangles on 68. Eating a 6-piece with honey mustard and a diet soda. My Twitter is at ShowDown Beats with a Z. You can find me on Facebook, ShowDown 2. My Instagram is 85 Central TV. I don't even use my Instagram. I don't even need my.
Oh, okay.
I just say I'm streets of vernacular. Somebody, all the girls be hitting me back now.
All right.
They didn't really when it was my pick. Shout out DJ Complex for coming out.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much,
Smacked
man.
a couple of hoes. That was
So,
dope.
oh, yeah.
Shout out to the whole cast of 85 Central. And we're just getting started.
All right.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
So we're going to come back after maybe a couple of episodes have already aired and y'all already got those uploaded.
Yeah.
See what's next.
Yeah, man, let's do it. We know we're doing a holiday. We look forward to doing the holidays. And this gang, we just started. This gang is just the beginning. We're really going to we're going to have some big dealings with this gang. And these guys parked across the street. And we want to see these guys a lot. It's going to be awesome. So
It's going to be on YouTube, right? Where can they find the show?
it's going to be on YouTube and Facebook. And that, yeah.
All right.
For right now. But we're new, we're fresh, we're independent, and we're moving forward. So we'll let you know. If you stay in contact with us, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're going to be moving. Yeah, we're going to be moving.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for
We
having
look
me.
forward to the show. Showdown,
My man.
DJ Complex, all that mix show. We out.
Vernac ain't got no side tone.